Hi there, my name is Natasha, and this is my kickoff video for my new YouTube series I'm starting called Tasha Talk. And today I'm going to be giving you a review on Younique's Fiberlash Mascara. And I'm going to show you a trick on how to get your eyeliner absolutely perfect. So, this first thing might freak some of you guys out because it's a weird concept that I came up with on my own. I was really tired of spending all this time trying to get it perfect and going through Q-tip and eye makeup remover and eye makeup remover. So I came up with this silly little trick that I made up all by myself, and it involves painter's tape. The cheapest painter's tape you can find is probably preferable because it doesn't pull, you know, something that has hardly any stick but just enough to give you those straight lines. So this is what I do to get my eyeliner absolutely perfect. I just take a little piece of tape about that big, not very much, and I stick it right on the corner of my eye. Kind of upwards, like that. And then I do it the same for the other side. And it's pretty easy to get them even. I mean, it's a lot harder to get them even without the tape, that's for sure. So I just look in the mirror and I double check to make sure they're about the same. So let's go up a little more. Alright. So, bam. There's that. And then what I do is I'm going to take my eyeshadow, which I'm using Clinique Spring Gift. It's really cool this year. I got it in the nudes. I'm a beauty advisor for Clinique actually, so it's a lot of fun. I get a lot of goodies. And I'm going to take my lightest color, my highlighter, and I'm going to put it right under my brows. Just kind of like that. Just to give it a nice highlight. I always bring it in towards the eye right there too. It's real pretty. And you don't have to put the tape on for the highlight. That really doesn't matter at all. It's just for like the eyeliner and like this dark part, like the shadowing part. So do that. Alright. And sometimes this tape wants to fall off. So that's why I've actually started putting it on last instead of on first. But I thought for the demonstration I'd put it on first. And then I'm going to take my middle color. I think that's like mink. Foxier. My bad. Terrible. And I'm going to put that all over my eye. So I'm just going to go all over the lid. Notice how I'm holding down the tape kind of. I'm going to make sure it's nice and blended with my light stuff. Right now I'm using Eco Tools. I really like their brushes a lot. They seem to last a really long time. I'm going to do that for both eyes. Bam. It looks really pretty. And now is when I'm going to do my eyeliner. And I am actually using Tarte's Amazonian clay. It's waterproof. It's actually pretty hard to get off. I personally prefer Clinique's. It's a little easier to work with, but right now this is what I got. So, and I'm going to take a big glob of that, like a huge glob. And I'm just going to put it on my hand right here, kind of like a little palette for me. And I'm just going to get my brush pretty soaked in it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go right over the tape. Make sure it's right in the corner. Oops. And I'm going to go just like this. And you don't have to do your whole eye, because this is the only part where the tape really matters. Oops, got a little hair in there. Go like that. And get that perfect little line. The more product you have on your brush, the easier it is to get a perfect line. And I'm going to do the same for the other eye. Try to make sure that they're pretty even. And I just go right over the tape. See that? Doesn't even matter because the tape's going to create my straight line for me. Awesome. That's why I love this trick. I'm doing it pretty dramatic just so it's easier for you guys to see. We'll go up a little higher with this one. And those look pretty even, and that's all you need the tape for, is right there. So I'm actually going to fill in the rest before I take off the tape, because I don't want to ruin the surprise. And this eyeliner, Tarte's Amazonian Clay eyeliner, it dries pretty fast, but I like the staying power of it. It's not really that easy to work with, but if you're pretty good at eyeliner already, it has awesome staying power. Stays on all day and it doesn't smudge, do anything crazy like that. I used to spend hours on, or not hours, but like, way too much time on my eyeliner before I taught myself this trick. Way too much time. Finish up the other eye right here. YouTube videos are hard. It's kind of like pressure. Like, whoa! And then what I like to do to even out the line, you take the other side, this is Tarte's brush, and I just take the side that doesn't have any eyeliner on it, and I go right across the very top. And it straightens out the line like super good. Perfect. Look pretty even. That one might be a little higher, but I'm a perfectionist, so. Okay, and then all I do is I peel this off, bam, bam, and look at that. You have nice, even cat eyes with like the most perfect line that you can think of. And the good thing is that now you have a perfect area for your little shadow, the little, crease. And I'm going to take my darkest color. I'm going to get the tip of my brush, just the very tip. I'm using, this is Real Techniques saturated. I'm going to dab it so it doesn't get all on the bottom. I'm going to go right here in my crease. Give it a nice little smoky feel. Perfect. Do the other one. Super pretty. I'm really impressed with the gift this year. I'm stoked on it. And then there is your perfect little lines. Super cute. And to top it off, I'm going to be giving you guys a review of Younique's Fiber Mascara. I've heard a lot about it. I've heard a lot of good things, a lot of bad things. I personally love it, but I think it's all about how you use it. You got to kind of use it in the correct way. And what I do is I take just one coat of my normal mascara, which I recently started trying their Real by Benefit. It's really good. #1 selling mascara in the world. If that doesn't tell you something, I don't know what I could tell you. And I just take a coat and make sure it's really thick, like near my eyes, because I do not ever put the fibers close to my eyes. I feel like that's the mistake that a lot of women are making when they get fibers in their eyes. You really only need it on the tips, so I'll show you. And this is going to be mine before. And then I'm going to put on the They're Real. And notice how I move my brush like sideways like that? That puts the most product on there. And if you end up getting mascara on your eyeshadow and stuff when you're done, just let it dry, because you can just flake it right off. A lot of women don't know that, and they try to wipe it off and it just smudges and ruins their entire makeup, and then they gotta start over. That's frustrating. I'm gonna do that on both eyes. around. And then I'm going to kind of wait for it to dry. I don't wait for it to dry too much because I feel it works better if it's not dry, because then your eyelashes don't separate after that. So if you know Younique, it comes with 2 different mascaras in one kit. There's a transplanting gel, which is what you use first, and then there's the fibers that you use second, and then you seal it again with the transplanting gel. So to get it, I like to twirl my brush in there to get it super saturated with the mascara. And then I have the transplanting gel, and I'm going to put that right here. Just right over that same stuff. And I do one eye at a time with this. It's just preferred and best. And then I'm going to take my fibers. Ooh, cool. And I'm going to put them on the very end. Just the very ends is the way that I like to do it, so I don't have to worry about getting fibers in my eyes. This is a really good alternative for falsies and eyelash extensions. It doesn't ruin your eyelashes. And as far as I'm concerned, it doesn't really mess with your eyes at all. It hasn't really irritated me. You just gotta use it right. And, you know, of course, don't sleep in it. You're never supposed to sleep in your mascara. So after that, I just take my transplanting gel and go right back over the top. Don't worry, like I said, if you get little little fibers and stuff on your face, just let it dry. Be patient, comb it out. And that's with one coat of my Fiberlash Mascara. Huge difference, obviously. Way more different than that. I'm going to do the same thing for the other eye, of course. And you can do as many coats of this as you want. It seriously just makes them longer and longer. Let's see, that's crazy. People always ask me, oh, are your eyelashes really long? I'm like, yes, they are. Thanks to Younique. Alright, and you can do another coat if you want. You don't have to, obviously. I normally just do one. If I have a really dramatic, like smoky eye, maybe I'll do 2. But right now, this seems to be more than enough. Super pretty. And I recommend it for everybody. Just make sure to wash it off. It is waterproof, so you are going to need an eye makeup remover. But so far, it hasn't irritated my eyes, and my eyes are really sensitive. They're really